Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. A little third eye blind to start things off for Tony in Woodridge. Woodridge, what up? Thanks for listening.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
Let's go. Here we go. 6:03. It is 71 degrees. Going to be another hot one today as we lead toward Lollapalooza. Well, Lollapalooza coming up this whole week.
Woo.
Thursday. Of course, today, 7:50 again. Make sure you put that in your phone right now because that will be another Lollapalooza song scramble, which I just made it about a half hour ago. Yesterday's took some time. I thought it was kind of easy. I would say today's is in the same level of difficulty as yesterday's.
So awful.
Eventually somebody got it, but we'll see what happens today. But it's fun making
The
these.
thing is I feel like, you know what? If those are your songs, you're going to be able to identify them in like a second if they're on your mind.
Yes.
You know? But if they're not your songs,
a little hard.
tricky.
Yeah, a little hard.
tricky.
So basically, what the song scramble is three artists playing Lollapalooza.
So Megan Thee Stallion. No kidding.
She is playing. She's there. She's there. But it could be Megan Thee Stallion. Who knows?
Hello.
Maybe I'll work that in today. So it'll be three artists in a row and scrambled up, reversed, and you have to give us the artist and the song title in order, 7:50 a.m. for VIP Lollapalooza tickets. So that's coming up at 7:50. At 8:50, the Q Olympics takes place again. I have no gold medals. These are events between myself, Kenzie, and Case in the studio, something we can do in here.
I'm still physical. We're still like peak athleticism. Okay. So obviously that's what's happening here.
Stuff we can do up here, and I'm just going to say I've been struggling, but listen, I think today's event is mine. I'm just putting that out there right now.
Are you going to say what it is?
No, let's let them sit on it for a second, but we'll announce what the event is coming up here in sports. That way, we'll just get a little closer to 8:50 when we end up doing it.
You really think you're going to sweep today?
I think I'm getting a gold today. Yes.
Wow.
I'm getting a gold. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me put it this way. I've been training for this event my whole life. You guys know what it is.
What are we taking? Who's seeing who can nap the longest? I feel like I don't even know what the event is now.
Can we do that event?
Could you on air? Listen, write this out with us.
Yeah.
You wake up first, you lose.
I'm going to put on Inagata Davida, and we'll see when I wake up.
Brian's going to hibernate. We're going to see him in the spring.
That'd be great. Oh, boy. I got an epic nap yesterday. I'll tell you. I don't get them all the time.
You were training for today.
That's right. It's not a nap today. It's something else that I guarantee is going to be pretty special in my family. And for the family name.
What is your excuse going to be if you can't do today's event well?
I'm not making any excuse. If I lose today, I truly lose.
You're a loser.
I'm a loser.
Yeah.
Yep.
Big ol' L.
No excuses.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah. A true, legitimate, even event today.
He's a big old loser. I can't wait.
7:50, we have the Lolla tickets, the Song Scramble. 8:50, the Q Olympics.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
That's Noah Khan. That show rescheduled after Case tried to make it there with his girlfriend. All the struggle and strife of buying the tickets and getting the Alpine Valley, and then that horrible storm. And then 40,000 others of you listening right now. So it's been rescheduled for a weekday. That's a Wednesday, September 11th, I believe.
Yeah, right in the middle of the week. The show was originally a Saturday, and Alpine Valley said, "What if we do Wednesday instead?"
Well, because they know you probably already have Saturday plans, you know? it's not, like, this is so kind of them. Like, no one's going to be busy on a Wednesday. Everyone can make the show.
And I want to say something, because, Case, we talked about this off there yesterday, if you don't mind me bringing up the ticket situation.
By all means, good sir.
Because I said to Case, he can't go now because he has to work. And let's say that's the deal. He's not going to suck it up and pull the all-nighter. I said you could sell those
loser.
You could sell those tickets for a lot.
Also, I just want to say I'm pulling an all-nighter on Thursday this week. I have the guts to pull an all-nighter, just not for the sake of Alpine Valley and Noah Khan.
You're doing an all-nighter Thursday?
I am.
For which after show?
Military Gun at Cobra Lounge.
I may be doing an all-nighter Thursday. I haven't decided yet.
Fun.
For Military Gun at Cobra Lounge.
Kenzie, I can get you on the list.
I could get me on the list, Case. I got it.
Kenzie, I want to see you. I want to see you at the Cobra Lounge stage dive. That's all I'm asking for.
I feel like Thursday just don't. When I come in here and I'm limping and my outfit's
You're
in
limping?
shreds. Oh, yeah, because I always fall when I'm drunk. So I always have a limp the next day. It's going to be a disaster, and you're just going to deal with it. Be very sleepy. I think the Q Olympics that day should be napping.
Okay. We'll add that
Put
to the
it on
list.
the board, baby.
Noted. So before I get to the fact today, so I said to Case, you could probably sell those tickets because you were getting offers for probably like double, triple, quadruple. You could make a couple $1,000s on those tickets for that Saturday show. But he said I turned them back in to get back to value because I paid a lot for them.
What?
Yeah, the venue offered a refund.
But here's the deal, Kenzie, before you go, what? It's because it's on a Wednesday now and prices are dropping on those NoahCon tickets.
Oh, so you can turn around and buy them for cheaper?
Yeah.
I see.
Because I got a notification from SeatGeek, which is where I buy my secondhand tickets, and they were like, Case, I know you were looking at the NoahCon show. Tickets are falling fast. Act now.
Because everybody is turning them back in because they can't go because they have to work on a Wednesday as opposed to Saturday show. So I'm just saying this because it's a little note to people that can maybe get off work. Maybe you can get tickets for NoahCon cheaper than you thought you could because now people are turning them back in because they can't go, people like Case. So it's
Case, you have to go.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
No.
You should go. You really got to do all this and then not go.
Correct.
Why?
Because now I don't want to.
But you can get rest later. Like, that's the difference. Like, after the show, like, you can rest.
No, he's got to work on the next show. He can't do that.
Like, when I go home, there's, like, all these eyes looking at me. I'm like, oh, come on. I'm so tired. But you go home, and you're like, well, let me just go take a nappy nap. That's great. Like, you can recover. You can do it.
Yeah, no, the tickets.
Do it while you can.
The tickets have already been refunded. I'm done. I'm out.
We'll go buy them for cheaper now.
It is like buying a stock, the NoahCon tickets. Buy low.
Yeah, exactly. No, I got out. I washed my hands of it. I'm good.
Well, a lot of people wanted to go. And like I said, there might be cheaper tickets as it gets closer than you think because people can't go. Now let's get to the fact that makes your brain go, that wasn't
Oh,
it.
I thought that was it.
That was not it.
Guess what you can do with those NoahCon tickets?
Here's the fact that makes your brain go, and of course, it's just being the teaser. Something that we all, and I mean all of us listening, anywhere you can hear the voice right now.
From Rensselaer, Indiana, all the way through Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Exactly right. And let's even go out west a little bit. Let's go past DeKalb. I know we reach out in the DeKalb area. Let's not forget those people.
Well, dare we not?
So there's something that we all dearly love, and it debuted closer to 1959 than today. And we'll tell you what that is when we come back. So something that you think maybe is not that old is actually closer to the year 1959 than today, which is going to make you, it's going to ruin your day in a way. It is.
What is your deal? What is your problem?
I don't know. It's coming up.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Well, it's time for a fact that makes your brain just go. So this thing that we dearly love, that in many of our minds changed our lives forever since its debut, is closer to 1959 than today. And before I tell you what it is, I mean, when you think about 1959, you think about, I don't know, bathing suits that went to the ankles.
That's definitely on the list.
What's the first thing you think of when you think of 1959, Kenzie?
I mean, I don't know. Did they even have TV?
TV was pretty new.
So like that, were they still doing like radio as like instead of TV?
Yeah, so I believe that TV started in the early 50s. I can't remember the exact year. I should remember this from my broadcasting class at Bowling Green State University.
There you go.
But like Leave It to Beaver was on by 59.
Oh, okay, then TV must have been pretty decent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, all the classics. Andy Griffith, Leave It to Beaver.
TV started, well, let's see, some guy invented one in 1927.
So
but
in the 1950s, so we were making the, I just looked.
Yeah.
In the 1950s is when it started to become popular. So is the recent takeover of TV. So they were like, can you believe this new thing we're looking at?
Yeah.
This is nuts.
You guys have one of those TVs? No, just a fad. Somebody had to say that back then. Somebody was too cool for the room back then.
Can you imagine life before TV? Because you like wouldn't have been able to see anything that wasn't directly in front of you.
Yeah, sitting around the radio.
You wouldn't have known what like Argentina looked like.
Huh.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I don't care about Argentina. I mean, I don't care about Argentina so much. I mean, you needed to put it somewhere more relative to me.
Okay, you wouldn't have known what Canada looked like.
Oh, That would have been disturbing.
You wouldn't have known what California looked like.
Yeah.
Hollywood, glitz and glamour.
Even what Illinois looked like.
Exactly. We didn't know anything. This is my point. We didn't know anything until like 40 years ago.
Yeah. So good point, Kenzie. 1959, TV was just getting its stride.
Well, do you remember the movie Babylon with Margot Robbie and Brad Pitt and all that? It was about like Hollywood in the 1920s. It was insane.
I didn't see it, but I know the movie.
It's a lot. Like it's an insane movie. But it reminded me because in the movie, like TVs weren't popular, but you could go see movies, right?
Sure.
That was for it. Just they weren't in the home yet, and there was no sound. But in the movie, sound starts coming out, and all these actors who are good actors aren't actually good at reading lines because you just walk in and then a line would pop up on the screen like, haha, I caught you, but like they never had to say it.
Yeah.
And they found out that they were good. And Brad Pitt's like a movie star in the movie. And he's like, nobody wants sound in their movies.
Yeah.
This isn't going to stick. It's like the same concept.
Never gonna last.
Yeah.
All right, so here you go. Closer to 1959, this thing that we love. It's none of those things, by the way, than today. And that would be this. Nirvana's Nevermind, released in 1991, September 24th to be exact, is now closer to 1959 than today.
That's weird.
That is so
That
weird. 'cause-
doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. Well, it's 32 years
Wow.
to 1959, and it's 33 years now to 2024. Wow. And for a lot of people, this song is like for, I guess, my Gen X generation is our stairway to heaven for the people, the boomers and the people older than me. That's what this song was. It changed everything. No question. I remember the first chords. When I first heard that, I was like, everything's different. Just that, everything's different now.
Did you see the music video first, or did you hear the song on the radio first?
So I actually heard it on the radio. Now MTV was ahead of the game though. They did have the video going, but I remember hearing it on a college radio station.
Okay.
And I heard it, and that's when I was, blended in with other college songs at that time. We listened to the radio as a kid. I was listening to that. It didn't stand out until the video. Speaking of TV, when you saw the video, then you realized for some reason how important it was, if that makes sense. The sound, I was like, wow. But a lot of college alternative bands or modern rock bands back then were in this world. But when you saw the video on MTV for Smells Like Teen Spirit, you just wanted to see it again. And I mean, everything about it was so weird.
So this is funny. So my husband, Roman, was a DJ when he was in high school, okay? And the number one song when he used to DJ like school dances and stuff like that, the number one song they say that he's not allowed to play was like anything by Nirvana, but especially Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Right.
Which is surprising because like why?
How do you dance to it?
Yeah, but we don't want any moshing or jumping or like they get so worked up about it. It's like that was the number one thing you couldn't play. And out of all the songs with like awful lyrics that you would have played in high school, that was not that bad. It's just funny to me.
Yeah.
I would never have guessed that.
So play like Bump and Grind or something like that.
That's fine. Play
Finally
tons
something
of
for the
Kelly
teens.
for these young kids. But yeah, no, not Nirvana.
But not dance, for God's sake. Yeah, this is just really, it's wild to think that way. And obviously, we talk in there about the 20-year anniversary of stuff that we do is mind-blowing to think that what was that long ago. Because it seems like, I know this one doesn't seem like it was 7 years ago. I'm not that mind-blowing up here from Jägermeister years. But I still don't feel like this is 32 years ago.
Because it sounds as urgent now as it did then.
I believe if this came out today, it would be just as big.
Yeah.
If this came out like this and just, incredible. And for such a short period of time, Nirvana lasted as big. I mean, obviously, they're big from that moment on, but as him being alive and the band existing was not that long.
That's 2.5 years.
Yeah.
It's the end of 91 through the beginning of 94.
Unreal.
It's unbelievable.
Unreal. Well, there you go. There's the fact that blows your mind today. Why don't we just play the whole song? I kind of played half of it right here. Let's just do that, yeah.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101 with that fact that makes your brain go. That Nevermind is closer to coming out 1959, that the release date of that is closer to 1959 than 2024, which is mind-boggling.
Yep.
We got a Lollapalooza tickets coming up, $750. So it's $750, the song scramble. We've talked about that, VIP tickets. Just a little fun fact to go back to Nirvana on this a little bit, that a lot of people probably wonder back in the day, because Lollapalooza started in the early 90s when it was a traveling festival. And did Nirvana ever play Lollapalooza? Well, They were set to headline Lollapalooza in 1994.
Oh, wow.
And then, quote, in fear of selling out, Kurt Cobain backed out. Said, I ain't doing it.
In fear
I ain't
of
doing
what, the tickets selling out?
No, in the band being perceived as sellout. And
Why do people gotta do that?
well, this is a big thing that, again, this is a cultural thing that back in the 90s, you were perceived to be a sellout, like in certain things,
When you
situations like this.
succeeded.
No, that's the thing. That's today's mentality, that you can do whatever you want. You can do a commercial, you can do a video game, you can do a movie. If your song's in there, it's actually cool and big and you're awesome. Back then, especially when you're a band like Nirvana, in that world, that if you did something like, let's say you got a sponsorship from Miller Beer, sell out. You know, that was just
that's so lame to do to people. Musicians and artists work so hard. Some people would argue not now, but especially then, okay? They work so hard. I still think they work hard now. And if they, like, for them to make it and actually be able to make enough money, off of what they've created, and to make them feel bad about that is so crappy.
But this was on him. I mean, they got offered it, and he didn't want his art to be. I mean, Kurt really didn't like success. I mean, it's what ended him. He did not want to be as big as they became, and that's kind of part of that he actually backed out of Lollapalooza in '94, and there's a whole documentary about it. I believe it's a Sundance Film Festival, a movie out there, the story of Lollapalooza. I haven't actually seen it. Have you, Case?
No, I haven't, but I'm starting to think about Kurt's relationship with success. And, you know, when they put out Nevermind, they signed with the label they did because they put out Sonic Youth's Goo, which sold 200,000 records. And they were like, oh, my God, if we sell 200,000 records, like, we'll be able to pay our rent. That'll be awesome. And Nevermind has gone on to sell 30 million copies.
Yeah.
So they overshot the target a little bit.
Yeah.
And they're pissed about it.
That's right. It was just the mentality that wasn't perceived. I know your point, Kenzie, people making people feel bad. It wasn't. It was the artist not wanting to do it.
Listen,
they'd rather be,
how people are going to react,
they'd rather be poor for their art.
Yeah.
They would. That was the mentality back then.
I mean,
it
that
really
was the liner notes in Incesticide, which was like the B-side compilation Nirvana put out after Nevermind, was Kurt wrote a letter that came in every album. It was like, if you're racist or sexist or homophobic, don't come to our shows. I don't want you to listen to my music. I don't want you to buy my ticket. But it was a thing where Nirvana was such an out-of-control machine at that point. They had gotten bigger than they had ever dreamed of. It didn't even make sense for this band to be as big as they were. That, you know, if you're an artist, I understand feeling protective and not wanting certain people to be involved in what you do.
Yeah, you just can't control if, you know, the tight end from the football team loved Nevermind.
No, it's bizarre.
I mean, it's catchy. What are you supposed to do?
Come on, guys, let's go out there and kill him. It smells like Teen Spirit. Let's get all pumped up. Let's go.
But that was a real thing that Kurt Cobain was afraid of. And Brian, I've got the audio in the show audio folder, but like if you remember the old MTV interview where they found out Madonna was selling concert tickets for $50,
oh my
Kurt
God.
Cobain was so appalled by it. He goes, who would pay that much for a concert ticket? It was an entire thing of just being protective over what they had.
Wow, you know what? If he was here today.
Have you ever heard this audio, Kenzie?
I don't know.
This is an old interview.
Okay, I want to hear this.
But wait to hear the ticket prices to see Madonna and what Kurt is shocked by.
What do you think of artists who charge anywhere between $50 to $75 for tickets?
There are people who charges that much money.
Madonna.
Wow.
Madonna charges $50.
So what do you think of the price you charge?
We charge $17.
25%?
So say if it's $20, we see $5 of the $20. No, we make that $5. That's in our pocket clear, right?
Yeah, 25%. You work on about 25% net.
Oh, net. Oh, okay.
Then you have to split it 3 ways.
Right, $1.75 a piece for every show.
Tax on it.
If there's 8,000 people, you made 10 grand that night. That's not bad money. 10 grand a night. Gee, that's pretty good.
Let's play more.
I never think about that. Wow, that's pretty good money. I'm going to go out and buy something today. I feel guilty about it.
Do you feel like after that, I thought for a second they were going to be like, we have to charge $50. We're splitting this 3 ways. Like, it sounded like they were finding out, like, wait a damn minute.
Wait, hold on.
Okay, hold on. Now I see what Madonna's doing.
Yeah. And part of it's visual because you see Kurt's face going, wow. Like a little kid going, Madonna can charge $50? That's amazing.
Oh, my gosh. That
Gosh.
would be... Could you imagine spending $50 on, like, such huge artists now? That'd be awesome.
$17 to see Nirvana back then.
And when they played, that was post Nevermind, so that was the In Utero tour, and they didn't even play the Allstate or the Chicago Stadium at the time. They played 2 nights at the Aragon.
How about that? That was, oh, God. Listen, I don't want to sound like the old man.
Listen.
I don't want to sound like the old man mowing the lawn here saying back in my day, but It'd be pretty cool if concerts were that price again.
I agree.
And also with prices, I know a lot of people, it's unbelievable to think that we spend $200, $300, $400 for tickets. And remember, for the big fest in an hour, we have free VIP tickets for the festival. And how about something even free for you? See, this is what we do at Q101. We take it back to the 50s in pricing. Free.
To the 50s?
Yeah, free. Okay, the 90s. Free. How about this? The next Q101 pop-up is this Thursday at Reggie's Rock Club with Will Dorado. Here's what they sound like. I can't get this song out of my head now. This is staying with me. This is Will Dorado. 2 p.m. So it's 2 p.m. with the big fest going on at Reggie's Rock Club, one of Kenzie's favorite places on the South Side.
Oh, I love that bar.
And it's
so fun.
It's so here's what you can do. You can download your free first come, first served ticket now just for guaranteed entry. Please do that right now if you're planning on attending, because there will be a line, and we just want to make sure you get in, and you're hearing this now.
Yes.
It's a 21 and over show as well, sponsored by our great friends Heineken Silver, Wintrust Community Bank, and the Illinois Department of Transportation. Reggie's Rock Club Q101 pop-up free. With Will Dorado. That's even better than Nirvana's $17 ticket price back in the early 90s.
Yeah, suck it, Nirvana.
Yeah, a bunch of sellouts, $17 for a show.
All right, here's Gil Curtis with your headlines.
This is not headline news. Lady Gaga got engaged while in Paris. This Summer Olympics will prepare her for married sex, since both happen once every 4 years. Apple will release a foldable iPhone by 2026. Which explains their new slogan, Apple, only 6 years behind Samsung. Deadpool and Wolverine has 100 F-bombs, which is half as many as your grandma dropped when she saw drag queens at the opening ceremony. And cops may start using cyber trucks. They'll be a part of your local police department's special D-bags unit. This is not headline news.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning, and Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.